So hi all, welcome to this video. In this video we will see problem number 3497, analyze subscription conversion. This is a medium type problem. So in this problem we have a user activity table in which the user ID, the activity date and the activity type is the unique key for this particular table. So activity type is one of the free trial, paid and cancelled. Activity duration is the number of minutes the user spent on the platform that day, and each row represents a user's activity on a specific date. A subscription service wants to analyze user behavior patterns. The company offers a 7-day free trial after which users can subscribe to a paid plan or cancel. Write a solution to find users who converted from free trial to paid subscription. Number 2, calculate each user's average daily activity duration during free trial period rounded to 2 decimal places. And number 3, calculate each user's average daily activity duration during their paid subscription period rounded to 2 decimal places. So basically in this particular table, right, what we will have to do, you see, if you look at user ID 1, right, user ID 1 have used free trial for 3 days for these 3 dates, and then it has switched to the paid activity, right, from free trial to paid. Similarly, if you look at user number 2, it has switched from free trial but it has cancelled it. If you look at user number 3, it has switched from free trial to paid. And similarly, the fourth one, it switched from free trial to paid, but then later on it cancelled it. Okay, so what exactly we want? We want only those users who have paid for this particular subscription, right? So 4 has also been added because even though it has cancelled at the last moment, but still it did pay for the particular subscription, right? So that so what we need to do, we need to, for these particular user ID, we need to go ahead and we need to find out the average duration for the trial. So for if you look at the user ID 4, we have for the trial period we have these two, so 40 plus 35 by 2, right? That will be 37.5. That has been that has been populated here, shown under the trial average duration. And if you look at the paid average duration, then that is nothing but 45 only, correct? Because only that part is paid, right? So we need to go ahead and we need to do this. So how we are going to go ahead and approach it? Okay, so let's think very simple. Okay, there are many ways of doing it, right? But let's think very simple, and I will be giving you a very simple solution for this one, right? So first and foremost, we need to get these IDs, right? We need to get ID like ID number 1, 3 and 4, right? So how we are going to go ahead and do that, right? So first and foremost, we need only those IDs who have the paid subscription, right? So what if I go ahead and if I find the distinct activity type, right, the distinct user ID from the user activity table, okay, where my activity type is paid, right? If I go ahead and get that, then I can definitely go ahead and obviously I have to go ahead and order it by the user ID and the activity date, right? So first we will order it, and then we are going to find out a distinct user ID and the distinct activity type. Okay, so let us go ahead and let us see that. So I will say select distinct, right, user ID, and I will say activity underscore type, right, from user activity, okay, where my activity underscore type is equals to paid, and then I will say order by activity underscore date, and this will be ascending, and my user underscore ID will also be ascending. Okay, if I go ahead and if I run this, I will get those particular user IDs which have the paid activity type, right? If I go ahead and if I go down, let me scroll down, you will see user ID 1 has paid activity type, user ID 3 also has paid activity type, user ID 4 has also got paid activity type, right? If I go ahead and if I remove this one, right, if I go ahead and if I remove this one and if I only run this, you will see that I will get For user ID 1, we have the free trial and the paid. For user ID 2, we have the free trial and the cancelled. For user ID 3, we have the free trial and the paid. And for user ID 4, we have the free trial, paid, and as well as cancelled, right? So obviously number 2 has been discarded. Why? Because I specifically said that activity type should be paid. Okay, wherever I will get the activity type as paid, I need that only. Okay, so therefore I have added it over here where activity type equals to paid, and I don't really need this activity type. I only need the user ID, correct? If you just see, I only need the user ID. If I go ahead and if I run this again, I will only get those user ID which have the paid subscription, right? User ID 1, 3, and 4, right? So now I'm going to store this in a temporary table, temp as this. Okay, now let us go ahead and let us calculate this trial average duration, correct? Let us go ahead and let us do that. So first and foremost, what we have to do, we have to calculate the average, right, where my user ID is in this particular set, right? And we will also have to group it by that user ID because we have to calculate the aggregation, correct? So let us go ahead and let us do that. What we will say, select the user ID, comma, we are going to calculate the average of the activity duration, right, as trial underscore average underscore duration, right, from the user activity, right, where my user ID in select user ID from this particular temporary table, right? And then I will go ahead and I will group it by the user ID, the activity type, correct, having the activity type is equals to, I will say, paid, correct, right? So activity type should be paid because I want to find out the trial, sorry, not paid, this should be free trial, free underscore trial, sorry, free underscore trial. Activity type should be this, right? So that is what we want. And if I go ahead and if I run this one, you will see that I will go ahead and I will get the trial average duration over here. This thing, sorry, spelling mistake. Okay. Now if I go down, you will just see that for user ID 1 we have 45, for user ID 3 we have 70, for user ID 4 we have 37.5, correct? So we have got this. Now exactly what we are going to do, we are also going to go ahead and calculate for the paid average duration. So let us go ahead and let us store this one, temp2 as, and I will say this is also a temporary table. I will place a comma here, and I will also create one more temporary table, just similar code. Okay, I will not explain that code, it's very similar. I will just go ahead, copy this, I will paste it here, only difference being that this will be paid because I need to create for the page average duration, and I will now go ahead and I will just replace this with paid, correct? So paid, and yeah, this is it. Okay, so now if I go ahead and if I run select everything from temp2, sorry, this will be temp3, right, you will see I will get the user ID and the paid average duration. It is saying okay. Now let me run this. If I go down, yes, now you just see that I got the user ID and the paid average duration, right? I need to also round this to 2 decimal places so as to avoid all this, right? So now that's what we are going to do. We have these two tables now, temp3 and temp2. So we will perform a simple inner join, right? And we will join these two tables, and then we will get this entire table, right? So I will say t2 dot user underscore id, and then I will say t2 dot trial underscore average underscore duration, correct? And then I'm going to say t3 dot paid underscore average underscore duration, right? This should be smaller, okay? And then what we are going to do, I'm going to say from temp2 as t2, inner join temp3 as t3, on this is going to be t2 dot user id, is equals to t3 dot user id, right? And I also need to round this, so I will say round this one to 2 decimal places as trial average duration, and I will also say round this one as well to 2 decimal places, and I will say that this one is as paid average duration, right? So I have aliased this properly, and now if I go ahead and run this should work. Okay, so this has worked and this has given me the output. It has accepted. Let us go ahead and let us submit this. And this has given us a runtime of 302 milliseconds, and it beats 64.61%. So this is a pretty efficient solution, right? I hope you really enjoyed this session. If you did, then please don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, and please don't forget to press the bell icon for notification. Thank you.